Welcome to our Juneteenth session of Afro Waves, the Caribbean Cultural Center African Diaspora Institute's concert series that showcases the Black cultural evolution with vanguard artists of the African diaspora. My name is Bianca Velez. I am the Director of Communications for the Caribbean Cultural Center African Diaspora Institute, which is also known as Cvgebird for short. Today's concert is one of many Cvgebird programs throughout this month that commemorates our ancestors who longed for and learned of their stolen freedom on June 19th, 1865. We seek to honor their spirit, their resilience despite their enslavement, to create art, traditions, music, and so much more. If you are one of our regular supporters, welcome back. And if you are with us for the first time, welcome to the Cvgebird community. The Caribbean Cultural Center African Diaspora Institute is an arts, culture, education, and media organization dedicated to advancing racial and social justice and cultural equity for African descendant communities. And you all can help us create that global landscape of equity for the African diaspora. When members of the community, like all of you, make an investment in this organization, small or large, our ability to fulfill our mission is strengthened. Supporting us with a gift of any dollar amount is easy. You can just visit our webpage, click the donate button, and complete the form. Cvgebird is a nonprofit organization, which means your donation may be considered a tax-deductible gift. So go ahead and make that gift. Tonight, we are going to enjoy the surrealist blues poetry of Monet, followed by the acoustic trap soul sounds of Cvgebird. After the performances, we will be chatting live with Cvgebird and taking your questions. So to participate in the Q&A, be sure you are tuned in via our Facebook or our YouTube channel. So without further ado, join me in welcoming our first artist to the virtual stage, surrealist blues poet, Monet.
Hi, my name is Monet, and I'm happy to be here with you all today on Juneteenth. I am going to read a few poems, and thank you for listening. The first poem is kind of a declaration. I am an I am poem, and so I'll start with this. I am a flower pot sitting on the subway platform dreaming of a southern sky. I am the southern sky. Bruised hues of blues, an inner city with an ocean front view, a Holy Ghost tongue-possessed between the pews, sleepless in the twilight. A vision board invisible to eyesight, loose hips humming under summer porch lights. I'm the djembe drum, rhythm spun between love-drunk knees. I'm a runaway river, a sawed-off shotgun creeping through the leaves, a kiss that quivers, a machete that bleeds. I'm the bananas on Josephine's skirt, a brown lick of flirt, the gardenia and Billie Holiday's hair. I'm a blues song in a cigarette's glare, a beaded Zulu hat on Makiba's head, Bob Marley's lock, a natty dread. I'm Marcus Garvey's last microphone, ancient lady of grace, Nefertiti's royal throne. I am a poem handwritten by La Lupe on the Malecon, a grassroots meeting of Orishas in the basement of a brownstone, a homegirl, homegrown and magic, a mermaid of memory swimming through tragic times. I'm the one that got away. I am the love, the love, the love I never had. A cipher of butterfly wings. I'm a little girl who had big dreams and prayers in my mother's purse. I am the color of Saturday bouncing off the walls. I drizzle in the wind like a sun shower shawl. I am the final hour before the moon rests. I'm what a day looks like, honest and undressed. I'm La Cascarilla on the door, windows, and vents, a protector of realms. I'm a Bwiti shaman who ascends. I'm the mirror, the root, and the end. And this next poem is a poem that I wrote after visiting Cuba for the first time and learning some stories some deep truths about my family's history. And while we all think we know what we would do if we were in somebody else's shoes, there are circumstances that we can never fully, truly comprehend, and ways of being in the world that we don't have answers for. So this was my way of having compassion for my grandmother at a time when perhaps you would think there would be not as enough compassion. So it's called What My Grandmother Meant to Say Was. What my grandmother meant to say was, I glow, I'm luminous. I flare in the sky, a light gleaming in the Sierra Maestra at night. I am the mountains. I sway the sun to rise, yearning I dance. I taste of salt. My fingers cannot sit still. I smuggled tears from smile to smile. I ran. When I was too tired to run, I swam. Love reached beyond borders. I swam, I rose, I flew, I dreamed. I fell in love with little to no belonging. I belonged to nowhere and no one. I was in love with everywhere and everyone. I was hungry, cold. I hated hunger and cold. I hated everywhere with no food. I hated everyone with everything. It was different then. I was stupid. I was a woman. I was waiting to become more than what happened, more than a bird, fleeing my country to bathe and being afar, more than a landscape or an image to cast a shadow on, a clip in a newspaper, more than a seductress or a magician of visions to foretell my children riding on the wings of my sacrifice. I left them. I turned back many times. I almost became the devil they wanted, but I left a devil nonetheless. I was a woman ahead of her time. I shimmer in scars mapped by our bloodlines of living. I imagined more than broken families. I come from the laughter of aspiring lovers, the lure of trembling in another's arms. What about what I wanted? Who listens for what goes untold? I cannot protect my children from everywhere. I made offerings to the spirits who attend. I am their mother. I am their mother. I am not God. I was a candela. I was a witch they could not burn. La fuega. I was their mother. I was not God. I made choices. I made peace. I was a woman ahead of her time. I am the road you took here. I am la camina. I was the way. This next poem is called If You Ever Find Yourself on the J Train. If you ever find yourself on the J Train, get off at Cleveland Street. You will discover a neighborhood of noise. The music will make your hips laugh. The concrete is a pasture of broken nerves. More importantly, head toward the house shrouded under a ragged shawl of some amused sky. This is 61 Ashford Street. An old woman called my grandmother spends most summers on the front porch. If you visit when I am a little girl, you will see me sitting next to her in a beach chair, agitated by humid spirits and smoke. She blows ghosts from her lips, fashioning cigarettes between her fingers like magic wands. Her arms ripple like the branches of willows. Her hands are ancient. I've watched them soften the necks of chickens, how the blood drips from her wrists like syrup, the stick moist before falling. She is a conjured woman, and Cuba is stubborn for her tongue. When she came here, to this house of magic and galaxies, I wonder if she ever longed for her country, if a santera ever misses her God. She once told me love is sacrifice. Thank you. This poem is called The Ways of the Many. You rise, a witch bleeding gently in mourning, fanning flies from fruit. You slice an avocado open and spoon the pit out, sprinkle sea salt and cayenne pepper, put a pot to boil on the stove, stuff sage and rosebud in a strainer. Your hair is messy, eye boogers in the corners. You smell like a sleeping beauty who sweat her kinks out in the second coming, like sticky dates and soiled hands, olive and enchanted like bronze blood, panties washed and hung from a clothesline mid-afternoon. You are a wildflower just after a thunderstorm. Guava juice dripping on a chin. You are what is graceless, hardly regal, before noon. I'll do one more that's a love poem, and then I'll end with two. I say I love you. A life in boxes rolls down the East Coast like a Greyhound cup of dice. I bet on this each time. You picked me up one time from the airport with a whole chicken seasoned in the trunk, blooming red flowers in the cup holder, a bottle of Malbec at my feet, a wine glass in the glove compartment, gifts gathered as if I were some Orisha crowning you. Would not tell me where we were going. I did not close my eyes often. We crossed over a body of water and you set your grin on me like that, an open book of hymnals. I felt it in my toes. I was a symphony summoned by that much. That's how much. That's how much a song I sing under my breath, a hand I hold, fearless and unspeakable. I would journey the end for this, blindfolded, cross my heart. This next poem is for Puerto Rico, and it's called The Perfect Storm. The perfect storm empties a country of abuelitas, padres, hermanos, mujeres, niños, a disaster that doesn't seem so natural. Waves of wind damaged homes, shivering roofs made of tarp. If you wanted to take land from a people bent on resisting colonialism, insert McDonald's, Walmart, or the Jones Act, or blame it on a storm of a woman named Maria who grew up in Spanish Harlem, who reminded us of the Western story that as the rich are getting richer, the poor are getting poorer. Never mind the wealth that ain't so common under the foot of U.S. force, the way loss runs through steep hillsides or rivers swell the veins between vacant towns. We blame the thirsty, but not the corporations that tax water, the doctrines, the shocking doctrines of profit over people, exploited tunes and tones of Taíno rhythms for tourists and escapism. Por la isla de Encanta, we lament the Borinquen tongue in power outages of Spanglish cursing the companies of settler colonial conditions. For the prayers and litanies, tears like rosary beads in the sewers of SARS where phantasmas sing from the sore throat blueness of blood, the border between refugee and nomad. Migration is the art of fleeing sad songs for blooming in suitcases. La gente fuerte and worn wondrous. We belong to each other before any notion of a nation. No one will understand the tangled truths of being from here and nowhere, the beaming coqui that still visits in dreams. They won't write us in history if we don't write ourselves. The uncle who drowned in Coronas and ham sandwiches, visions of never playing pro baseball, or the aunt who claps the roof of her mouth when she speaks asthmatic and always high, who lost 6 kids to the government, or abuela who is always working 2-3 jobs, working 2 or 3 jobs to make up for the guilt of coming to America and how she couldn't face returning to no running water. And still there are spirits who know every chupacabra has its day. It's time for us to take the red fire of our wounds and weapon our mouths toward new movement songs. Remember Campo suffering in silence, separated by an ocean and a language, yet still free in the love of a people fearless and unafraid. Always, it's always a hurricane. Before the grand exodus, the fight for dignity and independence, San Sirarco rattles in every roar of revisionist history. Pa'lante, people, pa'lante. Milagros de movimiento soar. If we are to live, let us live with the fierce force of knowing that anything that is sacred is worth fighting for. Anything that is sacred is worth fighting for. Bienvenido a la lucha.
Thank you. I hope you all were giving Aja a very big round of applause for taking us on that amazing lyrical journey, transporting us through time, place, and emotions. Thank you to Aja for gracing the Afro Wave stage with your talent and your rhymes. Up next, dropping exclusive new music, is acoustic trap soul artist Cvgebird. She was born on the East Coast during the golden era of 90s hip hop, soul, and R&B, and her music reflects those sounds. So let's welcome to the stage Cvgebird, and I will see you back here after the performance for our live Q&A session with her.
I can't let them take my mind. I won't let them take my peace. The system is flawed by design, and no, they don't care about me. But I do care about me. My creator cares about me, and my ancestors protect me. Can't let them take my peace. Said I won't let them take my mind. I won't let them take my peace. The system is flawed by design, and no, they don't care about me. But I do care about me. My creator cares about me, and my ancestors protect me. Can't let them get to me. I can't let them know. Cause they'll never ever say it to your face. Same as plot and claim they helping you maintain. Smile while throwing shade. Say they love you for they fade. Why I stay to myself these days. Yeah, cause they'll never ever say it to your face. Same ones plot and claim they helping you maintain. Smile while throwing shade. Say they love you for they fade. Why I stay to myself these days. Yeah, that's why I stay to myself these days. I'd rather stay to myself than fake ones round me, trying to take crown from me. Pour the crown royale for the ones far from me. Never far, far from tree. I call on my ancestry to ride round enemy lines. See they smile while saying they lies. Keep them that way. Keep them far from my way. Send praises to Yahweh. What they on display. You know I only show that real. I ain't playing no movie reals. While I seen it all before. Right before we cut them off. Cause they'll never ever say it to your face. Same ones plot and claim they helping you maintain. Smile while throwing shade. Say they love you for they fade. Why I stay to myself these days. Yeah, cause they'll never ever say it to your face. Same ones plot and claim they helping you maintain. Smile while throwing shade. Say they love you for they fade. Why I stay to myself these days. It's why I stay to myself these days. Why I stay to myself these days. Why I stay. Why I stay to myself these days. Don't come my way, don't come my way. Throwing all that fake love round my way. I don't need none of that. And don't be mad if you can't receive love. I'll take it back, yeah, I'll take it back. I'll go and pack like I never unpacked and made this path my path. No, no one can know, no one does know all the things that I know. Plead the fifth with no Bible. Pour a fifth with my rival. That's point and shoot with no rifle. You know I hold the title. No stream is needed when they know that I glisten. And I know that they witness, mad that they can't figure out how I finesse. Yeah. That finesse is real. I'm only telling them how I feel. Why they mad at me for how I feel? I'm claiming what I believe. If you don't love, give round from me. Cause I don't need no fake round me. Point them out, click, clack before they speak. Cause they'll never ever say it to your face. Same ones plot and claim they helping you maintain. Smile while throwing shade. Say they love you for they fade. Why I stay to myself these days. Yeah, cause they'll never ever say it to your face. Same ones plot and claim they helping you maintain. Smile while throwing shade. Say they love you for they fade. Why I stay to myself these days. Can't let them. No, I can't let them. No, I can't, no. I can't let them take my mind. I won't let them take my peace. The system is flawed by design. And no, they don't care about me. But I do care about me. And my creator cares about me. And my ancestors protect me. Can't let them get to me. I can't let them know, no, 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 no. I can't let them know, no, no. I was walking around in my neighborhood, in my own neighborhood. Cops saw me and thought I was up to no good. No, 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 no. Got me down, got you down, got us down, down. But we won't stay. No, we won't stay. I was minding my business. No one was around to witness me. Just minding my business. When police said I fit descriptions, I was minding my business. Tell me what about me suspicious. When I reached for my wallet, he reached for his hands up, hands up, hands up. I was walking around in my neighborhood, in my own neighborhood. Cops saw me and thought I was up to no good. No, 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 no. Got me down, got you down, got us down, down. But we won't stay. No, we won't stay. Who's policing police when they police me? I'm just trying to make it to my family. Who's policing police when they police me? Trying to make another hashtag of me. Who's policing police when they police me? I'm just trying to make it past enemies. Who's policing police when they got my hands up, hands up, hands up? I was walking around in my neighborhood, in my own neighborhood. Cops saw me and thought I was up to no good. No, 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 no. Got me down, got you down, got us down, down. But we won't stay. No, we won't stay. Down, 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 down. Down, 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 down. No, down, 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 down. Down, 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 yeah. I was walking around in my neighborhood. Need you for when I know I have wings to fly. I think little by little I'll solve all my problems and survive. The pain, pleasure, and death, no more than a process. They put us in projects, abolish the system, stop all their lies, stop all that fake shit the industry hides, exploiting the culture just to monetize. I am not messing with none of them guys, free all my guys, that's the one time, stuck in the trap, think why they call it a trap, playing as ever but won't call it fact, living in bundles and still busting in, set up from the jump but they won't hold us back, no, free the trap, we gon' free the trap, we gon' free the trap, free the real ones across the map, yeah, free the trap, we gon' free the trap, we gon' free the trap, free the real ones. I hope the exit is joyful, never return to this fucking planet, fuck what they planning, I need a planet just for melanin, black and brown children flying on spaceships, that's the greatness, mama we made it, no more gang banging, just celebrating that we escaped, decolonized from all their conditions, yeah, we gon' free the trap, we gon' free the trap, we gon' free the trap, free the real ones across the map, free the trap, we gon' free the trap, we gon' free the trap, free the real, yeah, yeah. Free them all, I say, yeah. Free them all. I tried to drown out my sorrow, but you know them bastards, they learn how to swim. I feel like I love you more than my own skin, or more than them kisses you left on our lips. My art carries pain, a message that I know I won't be the same. I know we endure much more than we think. I can attest that I carry some weight. Open my wings and set myself free. Free the trap, we gon' free the trap, we gon' free the trap, free the real ones across the map, yeah, free the trap, we gon' free the trap, we gon' free the trap, free the real ones. I hope the exit is joyful, never return to this fucking planet, fuck what they planning, I need a planet just for melanin, indigenous children flying on spaceships, that's the greatness, mama we made it, no more gang banging, just celebrating that we escaped, decolonized from all their conditions, yeah. We gon' free the trap, we gon' free the trap, we gon' free the trap, free the real ones across the map, yeah, free the trap, we gon' free the trap, we gon' free the trap, free the real, yeah.
What is a body but a cage to the spirit? The physical gatekeeper before entering our true form. So many of us fall victim to the conditionings of the systems set up to trap us and make us forget who we are. Child of divine, you are God body. This body is not your God and can only serve you for so long before being set free.
I solve all my problems and survive. The pain, pleasure, and death, no more than a process. They put us in projects, abolish the system, fuck all they lies. Stop all that fake shit the industry hides, exploiting the culture just to monetize. I am not messing with none of them guys, free all my guys, that's the one time. Stuck in the trap, think why they call it a trap. Blatant as fuck but they won't call it fact. Living in bundles and still busting in, set up from the jump but they won't hold us back. Free the trap, free the trap, free the trap, free the real ones across the map, yeah. Free the trap, free the trap, free the trap, free the real ones across the map. I hope the exit is joyful, never returning back to this planet. Stop what they planning, I need a planet just for my land and black and brown children flying on spaceships, destined for greatness. Mama, we made it, no more gang banging, just celebrating that we escaped, decolonized from all their conditions. Free the trap, free to trap. I hope the exit is joyful, never returning back to this planet. Stop what they planning. I need a planet just for my land and black and brown children flying on spaceships, destined for greatness. Mama, we made it. No more gang banging, just celebrating that we escaped, decolonized from all their conditions. Yeah, free to trap, free to trap, free to trap, free the real ones across the map. Yeah. Free to trap, free to trap, free to trap, free the real ones across the map. I tried to drown out my sorrow, but you know them bastards, they learn how to swim. Feel like I love you more than my own skin, and more than kisses you left on my eyelids. My art carries pain, lessons that I know I won't be the same. I know we endure much more than we think. I can attest that I carry some weight. Open my wings and set myself free. Free to trap, free to trap, free to trap, free the real ones across the map. Yeah. Free to trap, free to trap, free to trap, free the real ones across the map. I hope the exit is joyful, never returning back to this planet. I hope the exit is joyful, never returning back to this planet.
There has to be more than this, than these things. Deep down, you can't deny it. And at some point, you'll decide when it's time to let go. Release, transform, so that you can fly free.
What do I need you for when I know I have wings to fly? I think little by little I'll solve all my problems and survive. The pain, pleasure, and death, no more than a process. They put us in projects, abolish the system, fuck all they lies. Stop all that fake shit the industry hides, exploiting the culture just to monetize. I am not messing with none of them guys. Free all my guys, that's doing time. Stuck in the trap, think why they call it a trap. Blatant as ever, but won't call it fact. Living in vandals and still busting in. Set up from the jump, but they won't hold us back. Hope the exit is joyful, never returning back to this planet. Stop what they planning, I need a planet just for my land and black and brown children flying on spaceships, destined for greatness. Mama, we made it, no more gang banging, just celebrating that we escaped, decolonized from all these conditions. Free to trap, free to trap, free to trap, free the real ones across the map. Yeah. That's where the pendulum. That's where the pendulum swings. This where the pendulum swings. My crystals, they swing. My bracelets, my rings, they shined on, they clean. My chakras align, my spirit's divine. They can't take my soul, I've unlocked my mind. This where the pendulum swings. My crystals, they swing. My bracelets, my rings, get shined on, they clean. My chakras align, my spirit's divine. They can't take my soul, I've unlocked my mind. Look, it's all by design, my hood they divide. Begging for colors of blocks that ain't mine. Worship a dollar I can't even find. Is money a concept, the process of mine. Ain't trapped in the trap no more. No, I ain't trapped in the trap no more. I ain't trapped by the badge, moving packs at the back of my mom's for them racks no more. Ain't trapped by the trap no more. No, I ain't trapped by the trap no more. I ain't trapped by the rats talking this, talking that, stabbing me in a pack no more. Ain't trapped by the trap no more. No, I ain't trapped by the trap no more. I attract my impact round the map, it's a fact, that's a fact, matter of fact, yeah, yeah. This where the pendulum swings. My crystals, they swing. My bracelets, my rings, get shined on, they clean. My chakras align, my spirit's divine. They can't take my soul, I've unlocked my mind. This where the pendulum swings. My crystals, they swing. My bracelets, my rings, they shined on, they clean. My chakras align, my spirit's divine. They can't take my soul, I've unlocked my mind. This where the pendulum swings. My crystals, they swing. My bracelets, my rings, get shined on, they clean. My chakras align, my spirit's divine. They can't take my soul, I've unlocked my mind.
This where the pendulum swings. My crystals, they swing. My bracelets, my rings. Get shined on, they cling. My chakras align. My spirit's divine. They can't take my soul. I've unlocked my mind.
What's up, Afro Waves? This is Cvgebird. That's Cvgebird. I want to thank y'all for rocking with me. I got one more song for y'all. I got to bring up my sister for Lava. We going to give you some heat that's coming out soon.
What's up, Cage?
What's up, Live?
Yo, are they ready for some serious star, though?
Let's see if they ready for this serious star.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm a star. I'm a star. Yeah. I'm a star. I'm a star. Yeah. Diamond, carbon, nebulous star. Yeah. Shine like a star as above, so below. And let's go to the Bermuda Triangle to see how far we go. Fill the void, swallow us whole. Ain't no place like home. I'm a diamond. You can't buy this. I'm on fire, like a comet. I don't need no rocket, 'cause I am the lightning. This shit I'm unlocking. I'm a star, yeah. I'm a star, yeah. I'm a star. I'm a star, yeah. Diamond, carbon, nebulous star. See the face of the earth, and I gave it birth. Not in my orbit, can't knock me off course. I shine through it all, call on ocean rays and waters offshore. In darkness I'm brightest, young supernova. Started from cellars, then I turned to stellar. I'm massive galactic, that fire is strong. When I'm collapsing, I never fall. Iris is shining through many moons. All of the elements I do consume. Light beam, I'm shining. I'm really a star, yeah. I'm a star. I'm a star. I'm a star, yeah. Star, yeah, star, yeah. I'm a star. I'm a diamond, carbon, nebulous star. Diamond, carbon, serious star. Not in my orbit, can't knock me off course. Light beam, I'm shining, I'm really a star. Yeah, really a star. Hey, thank y'all for rocking with us again. This is Cvgebird. Shout out to Lava God that came and blessed the mic. You feel me? Stay tuned. Follow us on social media. And it's Cvgebird, Cvgebird. Peace.
Community, I hope you are giving a big round of applause to Cvgebird setting the vibe tonight. And let's welcome her to this Q&A session now. Cvgebird, thank you so much for joining us on Afro Waves. How do you feel? How are you doing tonight?
I'm feeling good, feeling really grateful, glad that we got to create a virtual vibe, for the Juneteenth celebration. I'm just happy to be here.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you. And it absolutely was an amazing vibe that your performance set for us. And as we wait for our audience to send in their questions, I have a few for you of my own. I want to start with some really particular points from your artist page. You talk about being born on the East Coast during the golden era of 90s hip hop, soul, and R&B. And that's really specific. Like you really honed in on that point. So can you talk about why and how much that may have influenced your musical style?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I think one, growing up on the East Coast, like in the New York, Philadelphia area, it was just like a culture bomb, especially for like diaspora people. When you're talking about like the birth of hip hop, the birth of like, certain sounds that came from that era. So it's, for me, it's like paying homage, to the hip hop that raised me. Hip hop was born in, late 70s, early 80s, but I think like in the 90s era particularly, there's not another era in my book that's like that. From, you had Terror Squad, you had Big Pun, you had Fat Joe, you had Nas, you had The Firm, you had Jay, then you had the women's of hip hop like Lauryn Hill, and so many countless others that just made a melt, like just a big pot of the best mixture. Then you throw in like Talib Kweli and Common and Mos Def, and like the whole movement of hip hop to really uplift the community. For me, it was very influential, especially with my sound. Like my father, he was a DJ, so I got to hear a lot from like his era, and then just growing up in the city around that time, it really just had a really dope effect on me musically.
I love that. I love that. And so I want to also talk a little bit about your name, Cvgebird. Where's that name come from, and what's the significance?
Yeah, so I mean, well, one, I read the Maya Angelou book, I Know Why the Cagebird Sings, like at a very young age, at a time where I think like just being a brown kid and a kid from the diaspora and like growing up, I related a lot to a lot of those things, and finding that joy through song, finding that freedom through creation, and also just experiencing like former incarceration, and then having family that have as well. When you're in those jail cells, sometimes the only thing you can hold on to is certain songs or certain things that you remember to kind of pull you through. I remember when I had an experience with that, like this first song that I actually opened the set off with, like that was a song I was singing to myself repeatedly, and like the other women that were on that block, I was just singing it out loud for everyone, and like it just kind of created peace and harmony. And I think Cvgebird for me is breaking yourself free, breaking out of these cages of conformities, whether it's literal jail cells, whether it's the poverty that they put our people in, whether if it's the way that they try to condition us to make us forget that we have bloodlines of indigenous royalty and goddesses and orishas. And it's that way of like breaking out of whatever box people try to put you in, just knowing who you are and staying grounded and affirmed in that, and you can be your own key to unlock whatever cage they try to put you in.
I love that. Now, tonight you dropped some new music. You had a song there today featuring Lava God. Big shout out to her, and thank her for gracing our virtual Afro Wave stage as well. Talk to me a little bit about the music that you put together. It is not music for music's sake. It's got a message. You're really making a statement. Talk a little bit about that.
Thank you. Yeah, so like, one, I think music, it's chanting. It's like you're putting stuff into your spirit, like a lot of times people talk about health and wellness and it's just about food, but it really comes down to everything that you bring into your spirit, from the music you listen to the, the comments or the conversations around you, to food and things like that. So with my music, I really, really do my best to be intentional with my message, really centering it on the people and our people, and really trying to create something that's fun, but also uplifting, and just creating revolutionary joy when possible, and just, affirming in those messages.
That's beautiful. And what can the audience be on the lookout for? So we heard a new tune tonight. What else do you have in the works? What else should we be waiting on from you?
I'm glad you asked. I definitely have an EP that's in the works that's going to be dropping very soon. We're working on some more visuals with that. Probably a couple more music videos to accompany the big push. Also, too, I'm going to be putting out a project with Lava God and Free Soul coming out soon. I'm really excited about that. But just, a lot more music, a lot more content. Now that the world is opening back up, I'm definitely trying to do a lot more performances. And I'm also working on a project, being like having former experiences of being incarcerated, and also being a mentor with incarcerated youth, and working with families and folks that are affected by incarceration. Right now, I'm trying to put together a bigger project where I can go on tour, but also take some of my mentees on tour, and taking folks that were, formerly incarcerated out on tour, telling our stories, and, creating that freedom around the map, and hopefully being able to work with more incarcerated people with every city that we go to. So that's something a little bigger that's in the works that I'm trying to pull through. So hopefully Gotti will be down to support that vision as well.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Now, we don't have a question in the audience, but I do want to share a little comment that someone shared with us. And what they're really talking about is how meaningful it is to hear Frida's words worked into your music, and that communality and solidarity. And they just want to thank you for that, for bringing that to the stage.
Yo, give thanks. You're more than welcome. And I'm grateful. I'm so glad folks caught that, because like in the music video for Frida Trap, and especially in the lyrics, I wanted to be super intentional with having Frida's spirit involved and as a part of it. And it was really important to me to like honor her in a way where it's like, what will Frida do, or what kind of stance will Frida be on in today's world right now? And how would she be reacting to this? And, Frida was so bold, and Frida just didn't care. Frida said her mind and spoke her piece, and like found her freedom through her art. So I'm really glad that folks kind of picked up on the lyrics and some of her most famous lines in poetry. I wanted to honor and pay homage in the lyrics and infuse throughout it. So thank you for picking that up. If you haven't seen the video yet, please go watch the Frida Trap music video. And if like you follow Frida Kahlo like I do, I think it'll really resonate with your spirit.
We have another question from the audience. Do you speak any other languages?
Yes. Well, I do speak Spanish. I understand more than I speak, and I do understand Brazilian, and I do understand some Corayo, which is like the indigenous native folks of Brazil. That's from my mother's side. So when I was a kid, I grew up in the States. I'm first generation born here, and Spanish was my first language. But as a kid, they, the school I was in actually put me in like the slow class because I didn't understand English. So my family trying to, get me to learn English so that I wasn't held back by the school system, I forgot a lot of my Spanish. So as I've been growing up, I've been really trying to like get more connected with that, and speak more. But I am fluent. Like I do understand Spanish fluently. I speak it more fluently when I'm in Spanish speaking countries. And I'm really actually, I want to learn more of like Taino language and indigenous language before colonization. So that's what I'm trying to figure out how to do now.
Yeah, I hear that. Now you mentioned your family, so you're of Brazilian descent, and you're also Caribbean descent, right? So where does your family come from?
Yeah, so my father, he's Puerto Rican. He's Black and indigenous Taino from Puerto Rican descent and the Caribbean descent. And my mother is Brazilian and Cuban. My mother is more Latin and Corayo descent, indigenous folks. So I'm a mixture of that diaspora.
That's beautiful. Do you feel like that mixture, that upbringing, those rhythms influence your sound?
Yeah, and I want to do more of it. Like I was just talking to my father because he was a conguero, back in the day, and a DJ as well. And he came a lot from, he was born in the Caribbean, and a lot of my musical influence comes from him. But we were literally just talking about doing a project, like an acoustic project, where it's more like doombao and like drum based, mixed with some other musical instruments. So I really want to tap more into that. And also, like, if you check out the song Besos, there's a lot of like ballet funk and different elements in the other tracks as well that are out right now.
Now, in one of your other responses, you talked about the Frida Trap video, and we saw a little clip, if I'm not mistaken, during this virtual performance. And I have to ask you about one particular clip. I think you know which one, where you're cutting your locks, your hair, your curls off. Talk to me about that. What's the significance behind that?
Yeah, that's a great question. So Frida has a very famous painting that really resonated with me, where she's in a blue suit and her hair is short. She got the scissors in her hands and all her hair is around her. And in Spanish, there's a song at the top and it says, "When you had hair, I loved you. Now that you are without hair, I love you no more." And that really resonated with me, especially like, you know, in our culture, your hair is everything. It holds the most, you know, you're supposed to keep it long, like the length is what represents the strength. And also I think being woman and feminine. And what I really appreciated about Frida in that, in her portrait is she's saying, to me, she was saying, whether if I'm in a men's suit, whether I have long hair or short hair, whether or not, whatever, like I still am who I am. And if you only love me for how long my hair is or how feminine that I may look, then you never loved me at all. And with or without your love, I'm going to love myself unconditionally and unapologetically. And for me, like that really resonated a lot, especially how, you know, Frida had a duality of like male, like feminine and masculine energy. I think she was very two-spirited. I think she was probably the first like fluid gendered person and early on, you know, that we have record of, but maybe was, you know, that language wasn't available at that time to identify as. So it was really like just paying that homage and also just letting go, you know, not being afraid to transform. I've never had short hair before, you know, so, and in the video, you know, you can't take a double shot of that. So it was really intense when we shot it, but I'm really glad that we did it. And I allowed myself to transform literally and, you know, figuratively throughout the video, and just saying like not to be scared of change, you know, no matter how you may change or how you may look or whatever, you are who you are, and we have the freedom to become that, so we should. That's
amazing. Yeah, we're getting a lot of love about that video in our comments, so certainly a powerful moment. If you wanted our audience to take anything away from tonight, what would that be?
I would say love yourself unconditionally, you know, celebrate our ancestors, celebrate our roots, and don't forget who you are and where you come from, because the fight of our ancestors is what's leading us and propelling us into the future. And, you know, take heed to that, connect with them, you know, call on your spiritual guides to keep you focused and moving forward. And I hope my music will help you do that as well. And if, you know, you want to catch up with me or catch up on music, I'm on social media at Cvgebird, Cvgebird. I have a lot more music and a lot more content to come through. And yeah, man, just don't let this world try to tell you who you are. Don't let this system fool you. Like, you are powerful, you are abundant, and you are more than worthy than whatever this world may tell you. You put 10 times more than that, and that's who you are.
Beautiful. Cvgebird, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Thank you for bringing us the vibe that you brought us, that special performance with Lava God. Also amazing to see that new drop. We look forward to seeing what you have in store in the future. So this has been fantastic. Thank you so much.
No problem. Thanks for having me. And yeah, if you guys want to catch up or catch any of the promos, you can go to cvgebird.com. That's Cvgebird. On all social media, I'm as Cvgebird. And thank you again, you know, Kadi, for having me. And I hope to do some more work with you guys in the future.
Absolutely. And I want to thank all of you watching from wherever you're watching for joining us tonight and spending part of your Juneteenth with us. We also want to invite you to our programs next week. Join us on Tuesday, June 22nd, for our upcoming Curators in Conversation event with curators and fellows of our Afro-Caribbean Art Curatorial Fellowship, Jade Foster and Catherine Kennedy. They'll discuss topics such as the role of curatorial practices within global crises and emergencies, visibility and survival of queer and Black Caribbean artists, building equitable artist-curator relationships, and resisting the exotification or pigeonholing of Caribbean artists. Later next week, on Thursday, June 24th, you're also invited to join us for our closing virtual dialogue of our On Protest and Mourning exhibition with photographer Nadia Alexis, discussing her featured series, What Endures, with Zenaib Floyd, founder and artistic director of Caribbean Archive. Both programs will be available for viewing on our Facebook, YouTube, and our homepage, cccadi.org. And both conversations are going to be hosted by Grace Anissa Ali, our curator at large. Once again, community, thank you so much for joining us for this Juneteenth session of Afro Waves. Have a great night.